Hello, welcome, Vibrant Hearts and Ephemeral Souls. I had a topic that was on my mind and in my heart today, and I just wanted to take a couple minutes to talk about it, which is if you are somebody who transmutes energy. And what does this mean? This means taking the denser, darker energies and choosing to create light out of that, to focus on the more positive parts, to see what you can make out of it instead of what's being broken down, right? To take something difficult, again, darker, denser, more shadowy, and to turn it into the light by seeing what can grow out of that. I just wanted to this is for you. This is something that is a skill set a lot of people undervalue. Being somebody who is focused on the light is something that often tends to create one of two major reactions. Either people tend to like to hold on to you and try to kind of harness your power, no, but like to stay close to you because they see that you have those skill sets, and if they do not, they like to kind of keep you close, and it can even manifest as being possessive, and sometimes at the expense of their own growth, their own inner work, and that's something you have to be mindful of. And the opposite, by contrast, it tends to also produce people who honestly will just not like you for seemingly no reason. People who will be combative with you, who will be jealous, who will be petty. And the reason why is because they also recognize that this is a skill set that they might struggle with or they do not have at this time. And unlike those who seek to almost possess you or hold you close, they have to find a reason to push you away a lot of the times. They have to find a reason to tear you down or discredit you. And this is the thing that I think can be really, really challenging, is that people like that are always going to look to explaining away why you choose to be joyful even when circumstances are hard, especially if that's something that the person in question is struggling to do in their life. I say this a lot in personal readings. I say this with clients. I say this on my socials. But while there are external factors and systemic factors that can impact our experience greatly, and we need to put responsibility where it belongs, at the end of the day, you're in charge of how you feel about your life, right? You're in charge of how you feel about your life. And a lot of the times people who are struggling to take responsibility for their happiness, for their alignment, for their intentionality, their ability to trust spirit, and their ability to flow will look at somebody who can do those things and want to find a reason why that person is privileged. Want to find, and I say that with a little asterisk here. I'm not speaking in like a socio-political context or lens exclusively, but they'll want to find, reasons why that person, maybe not privilege is the appropriate term, why that person is gifted, why that person has had it easier than them, why that person is possibly too naive, right? This is where it's, people get into like, oh, you just don't understand how the world works. You're just happy all the time. You're ignoring all the bad shit that life has to offer. And we do have to check ourselves, right? And be responsible and have a sense of spiritual impeccability, leadership, accountability. Absolutely. I can make separate videos if you guys want more details about what that looks like. But a lot of times people in that circumstance are looking for reasons why. If you are somebody who takes the time to find gratitude, to find the good things in their life, to find why the present moment is a good one, a lot of times people will want to find reasons to, again, discredit you, tear you down, and to prove that you're not special, right? Or it's not that you're not special. It's like, want to prove that you're missing something. Because if you're not missing something, then they are. Quite simply. And this was on my mind and in my heart today, because a lot of people will, especially if things are in a challenging moment and you're finding reasons to be happy with your life regardless, you're finding reasons to stay optimistic, you're finding reasons to be appreciative for what you do have instead of focusing on what you don't have. A lot of the times people will almost get, people in that second category can have a tendency to almost get angry, to get spiteful, to get jealous, or again, to try to discredit you. Because essentially what's happening is you're taking accountability and responsibility for your experience as much as you possibly can. And it's so much easier said than done. It's a very complex topic. It takes a long time to master these skills. It doesn't mean we don't have bad days. It doesn't mean, like I said, we don't put responsibility where it belongs in terms of those who impose external factors on us, right? But with what we do have control over in any given day, you know, we can choose to focus on the parts of it we hate, or we can choose to focus on the parts of it we love, or the parts of it that are promising. I say this all the time with, you know, like, so like with clients and in personals, but like, there are people who have more than you who are miserable. And there are people who have less than you who are more joyful. And so while our external factors absolutely play a pivotal role in our satisfaction, our longevity, our happiness, they are not the sole deciding factor, right? I also always say, you know, fate is what is handed to us. Destiny is how we choose to respond. And so if you are somebody who chooses to respond by seeing the purpose in things, by finding the meaning, the significance, even through the moments of suffering, by choosing to see the potential, you know, choosing to stay optimistic, choosing to give people the benefit of the doubt, choosing to meet others with compassion instead of being hardened by those who have abused that in the past. This is a radical form of protest, essentially. Because in a world that kind of that does have a lot of problems and does have a lot of issues and complexities that need to be addressed, but that also focuses through a lens of fear, not through a lens of solution more often than not through a lens of optimism, not through a lens of trust in the greater purpose and the greater picture, whatever that, you know, entails for the individual. Choosing to find reasons to be pleased with your current moment, to be at peace with your current moment, that is a radical act of self-love and of rebellion, honestly, sacred rebellion. Because it's saying, even though I can't control everything, I can control how I feel about it. I can control how I experience this moment right now. I can control how I experience tomorrow. And again, it's very complex. It's easier said than done. It takes years to build those skills, particularly if you have been through significant hardship. And wherever you are in that journey, this is not a judgment in the slightest. I understand, essentially. Like, I really do understand. But if you are somebody who has found a rhythm with this, who has found an ability to start to focus on the light, the expansion, the the love for life that the universe has hidden for us, you know, around every corner, that will often incite jealousy. That will often incite anger. That will often incite pettiness. And I just wanted to come on here and talk about it today, because if you're somebody who is met with that a lot, that is not your fault, and that is not a sign that you are doing the wrong thing. That is a sign that you are on the right path. That is a sign that you are on the right path and you are meeting others who need to see you living the way you do, even if they don't like it in the moment. When we do our spiritual work, sometimes people have an adverse reaction to it, and it doesn't mean that we're wrong. It means that we're all growing and triggering each other at the exact moments we need to. How many times have you met somebody who has incited something within you, and looking back on it, you're like, oh, I was just insecure. I was just jealous. Oh man, I was just like blowing that out of proportion. We all are a mixture of light and shadow, and people are going to trigger us at different times. And so if you are somebody, pardon my itchy nose, who is works with the light and is determined to try to find the light, always calling in the light, always attracting the light, that will be very attractive to some people and very, very repelling to others, just based on where they're at in their own light and shadow journey. So I just wanted to share that today. If you guys want me to dive into further detail in any of these topics, because they're very in-depth, please let me know in the comments. I appreciate having you here, and I look forward to talking about more random spiritual stuff. Have a beautiful, blessed day, my friends. I appreciate you immensely. Take care.